Ciso. Oh, it's fabulous! A strike to get you up off your seats.
Hello and welcome to Seagulls Social, Season 4, Episode 17. We are joined by the
Number
boys.
one unleaded, mate. That's the one.
Boys, we made it. We've had some very technical issues, so we're here. But
yeah, we're not happy because of the game. We're happy because we can actually just film now. That's it.
Yeah,
forget the result.
and we've also got a wounded Ryan.
Yes.
Ryan, you had a bit of an accident, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Go on.
yeah, hurt a bit. Do I have to do this?
Yeah.
For God's sake. Yeah, hurt myself in Tesco's, quite fun. Managed to pick up some broken glass, which if you do that, it does hurt. So don't do it. And also, it makes a bit of a mess in the process. And sometimes you may have to sit down because you lose vital things like blood that you apparently need. So yeah, not good. But yeah, we're all right, mate. Fit and fighting, still ready for the podcast. So the dedication.
This is
never
a
stops.
Friday night, by the way. So can you just give
this
us
is
a lot of
commitment.
credit? It's a fucking
It's
Friday night we're
commitment to
doing
the
this.
cause. It's what we do. It's just what we do. And in even better news, obviously that wasn't good news. Obviously, what Ryan just told us. But,
Sorry, I was going to say.
in good news, in much better news, we have qualified out of the group stages, boys.
Mental.
Yes.
The group of death that some said is a piece of piss. Walk in the park.
Yes. Worth noting, group of death.
And we did it.
Worth
I
noting
also
group of
have
death.
got
Worth
Ryan
noting
frozen
in
for me. I
our
don't know about you,
probably
Ben,
toughest
but we
season
will
injuries.
carry on.
Players we've lost.
Hopefully,
Still like 8th in the Prem. And
Oh, I
look
can
at
hear
us.
you. Okay, that's good. All right, sorry. Right,
Did you cut out again? Oh, no.
No. Ryan did for me. Let's carry on.
Okay.
So, boys, let's talk about the game. Let's get straight into the game, and then we can talk about how a big achievement this is to actually get through the groups. So yeah, decent start from us. Obviously, Evan Ferguson chance started off the game pretty strong for us, but then they did get back into it, didn't they? And Athens did look good. Obviously, the first game they beat us quite resoundingly in the end at home, but we also got a revenge in the end. But in the first half, they sort of looked like they were the better team, to be honest. And what do you think, Ryan, on the whole in that first half?
Yeah, to be honest, I'd actually say they probably looked like the better team throughout the game. If I'm honest, I thought that they made a good account of themselves and pretty similar to how they did at the Amex. Very physical, very tough to shake off the ball. I thought first half, we really struggled to win pretty much anything in midfield. Couldn't get anything to stick up front, and that was what obviously a lot of people were sort of giving it to João Pedro about, not holding on to the ball, and Evan Ferguson the same. And to be fair, was right. First half, we just couldn't hold on to anything. Obviously changed second half as we always seem to do, but still, I would say we've ground out a result in a situation where we haven't probably been at our best.
No, 100%. And also, the atmosphere, we've got to talk about that. I think because after the game, Dunkey mentioned it with Hinchelwood in his post-match presser, and he said about it was a cauldron. He said it was the atmosphere was off the hook. We saw what they were like at home, and yeah, it's always going to be a tough place to go when they got crazy fans like that. How do you think we handled the crowd, Ben?
Pretty good, yeah, to be fair. I was quite surprised at how we dealt with it. Thought, even just the away fans at the Amex, like you said, were pretty intimidating. So it must have been absolutely mental playing in front of 30,000 of them or 25,000 of them. But yeah, handled it pretty well, and especially Hinchelwood coming in a position where it's not his position. Let's be honest. So young, a Brighton lad, and to come in and play how he did after giving away a penalty against Forest. I think it was unbelievable. The fact that he managed to handle it so well was a credit to himself. Very, very good day for him.
That's a great point, Ryan. Jack Hinchelwood, what a great performance! Like from an 18-year-old, as Ben just said, especially as well bouncing back from that. Let's be honest, it wasn't his best performance against Nottingham Forest. So to be able to bounce back and be able to put that kind of performance in, just how special do you think Jack Hinchelwood can be?
Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice. I don't know who those two guys are, mate. All I'm talking about is Jack Hinchelwood, but all I'm saying, mate, no, I'm joking. But no, he was great. It was so good because do you know what it is? When you see a local boy just playing out of his, just completely playing out of his skin for the club that he clearly loves since he was in the under-8s, it's just the sort of thing that dreams are made of, isn't it? If you're ever a footballer, God, in my dreams, and you're in that academy and your aspirations are to be playing for the first team, in a big stadium, loud stadium, as you say, away from home to clinch a historic day for the club. It's incredible, and the Hinterwood name lives on for another generation, because I think he's definitely going to be in and around that first team this season and beyond, hopefully.
Do we reckon he's going to be the best Hinterwood in the family?
Probably already is.
Cool.
He probably already is.
He already is, to be fair, yeah. But
I mean, he's played in Europe, to be fair to him. I mean, give him his props.
I was just about to say that. Do you reckon now that obviously with our young academy players and all these great young players, like imagine how good now that we are playing in Europe, and like imagine your first taste of like professional football could potentially be European football. Like you usually associate that with, the bigger clubs like the Man Uniteds, the Man Cities, the Arsenals, all these big clubs that play in Europe. They usually, you always hear about, the 17-year-old who made it European.
Man United don't play in Europe.
Well, they don't anymore.
Not for much longer.
But you hear about all these like these young players making their debuts in European competitions. That's like I know Hinchwood didn't make his debut, but
Doofus did, didn't he? Doofus.
Yeah, Doofus. Yeah. So like it's great. I think these young players getting this kind of exposure is huge, isn't it, Ben?
Mate, it reminds me actually to the point I wanted to make, speaking about youngsters on the bench for in Europe. You don't see that two Arsenal lads that were on the bench.
Yeah,
so one was 16, one was 17. They were both born after the Emirates was made, which made me feel really old. But I was like, they were 5-0 up against Lens, and Arteta just didn't bring him on. I was thinking, if you had any heart, like I don't get that. Like he brought a Jorginho and Nketiah. I thought you could bring him on. I suppose. Then obviously deserved.
Apparently, I didn't watch the game though, but apparently they weren't that good.
Who, Lens?
Apparently they just scored like sort of goals against Man. No,
who lost 6-0? Oh right.
Apparently they scored like 5.
Very 5 quick.
No, apparently they scored like 5 goals against the run of play, but I could be wrong.
Oh right, no, I don't know. I was watching it for work, but
I didn't watch it.
I mean, at least De Zerbi brought on Doofus. Obviously, gave him a chance. And yeah, like you said, Ryan, it looked pretty lively towards you. I know, in the pub we just kept shouting Doofus like in like a New York accent. Yeah, Doofus.
Is it Doofus though? Like, is it actually
Doofus? It probably isn't
or something. Like,
we're probably butchering it. Let's be honest.
It can't be surely like Duffus, like. Yeah, but even still, like he nearly scored, mate. That would have been scenes if he scored. I was proper shouting if he scored at the TV. Like, it just would have been so good to have an academy player to come on and just do that. But as you say, Maz, it's props to the academy we've got, because we can bring on a centre forward that realistically so many people haven't really heard of before. I know he's been in and around the squad for a while now, but I mean, it was a bit like when Ferguson came out. Everyone sort of had a feeling about him, and we've got another 3 or 4 on the bench. And they're just coming through our academy. That's not even ones we've signed. So, it's just insane that the way we're at now is our academy is genuinely good enough for the first team.
Yeah.
No, 100%. And then going back to the game as well, like I said, first half, pretty, not the best performance. In the first half, they obviously had that chance which hit the post as well, and it bounced back and they missed the header as well. So that, they could have gone 1-0 up, which could have caused us a few problems. But in the second half, we then... What, did I cut out or did you?
Yeah, you did, but it's all right. We're back now.
I could see you boys, and Ben, you're on mute. I could see you boys. I could hear. Oh, well, I think I was still recording, but
let's just carry on. Let's just carry on. Fuck it.
Just keep going, mate. This is Seagulls Social heritage. This is fine.
Yeah, this is it.
All right, I'll start again from where you think I cut off. So basically, first half was a bit shaky. All right, first half was a bit shaky, but and they hit the post as well, which they could have scored from. Could have gone 1-0 up, but they didn't, which was good.
Yeah, they did.
And then going into the second half, of course, we got a penalty. Everyone in agreement that was a penalty?
100%. 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
On,
and actually, while we're on the penalty, it's worth noting about João Pedro. His ability to win pens, mate. Like, he goes straight in between defenders every time. Well, you're going to say this. Sorry. He goes straight in between defenders. That's right. And the way he does it is so consistent. It's a skill in itself. And actually, that's one thing about Pedro, is he didn't have his great game, but to make something out of nothing is what we've been crying out for. And now, Maz, I'll let you take it away from there.
Well, he's good. Won 5 pens, hasn't he, this season for us? Yeah, obviously this season.
I was actually going to to be fair, Ryan, I was actually going to say what you said. So it's a great point actually about winning the penalties. I was actually going to ask about his ability to take penalties rather than actually winning them. Like the guy scored. What is it? Yeah, was it 2 in the return leg at home, and then 1 obviously last night. Like, his ability to take penalties under pressure, and 1 at Marseille as well. Like, in very intimidating atmospheres, the ability to do that is incredible, isn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, no, I love him. I think. Don't get me wrong. I think it's frustrating. I do get what people say about his hold-up play. I get all this, but I think it's about enjoying him for what he is good at, and the rest will come. And one of those things is certainly taking penalties. I mean, people would take the mick, don't they? They'll call him João Pedro or whatever. But like, to score a penalty under that sort of situation is not an easy task. I mean, yeah, but you look at some of the biggest players in the world of all time that have missed penalties in big situations. So to be able to have someone that is so confident and so cool, Harry Kane, Bukayo Saka, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, these are huge names, you know. So I think it's always worth remembering that. England all over, mate. But no, it's good. I love him. I think he will only get better.
He did do like a couple of those classic flicks, because it was the Athens game at the home one where he kept doing the flicks and he was getting called out for it, and then hadn't seen him do it for a while. But then he misplaced a few in the first half, didn't he? I think one literally just went out of play in De Zerbi. The camera just cut the De Zerbi and looked pretty pissed off, as were probably most of the fans. But if you can kind of cut that out a little bit, I mean, I guess if they pay off, then they're good, but it seems to be making a few mistakes.
That's the thing. This is actually a conversation, Ben, and actually I want to get Matt's input as well on this. Is the people say stop flicking it, but where does the stop flicking it end? Because you don't want to suck out the sort of like fun of a Brazilian footballer, do you? You don't want to lose the great things about the flair and the things that Brazilians are so notorious for.
The things with Brazilians,
and that's
mate,
what João
they
Pedro
actually normally do them. They normally do the flicks and they come off
it's
when they look good.
it's
rather than going out wide.
But then is that a confidence thing, Ben? Like, is that thing something where in time they will just come off and he won't sort of do it to nobody?
Potentially, or just an ability thing. Maybe he can. Maybe he can't. I'm being really negative, but maybe he can't do it and should just stop. But no, we're picking at something so minor here. Like, we could celebrate him for being a clutch player.
It's a good point.
Yeah. No. Just on that, I think with regards to João Pedro's like you said, you don't want to lose his natural sort of style of play, I suppose, because if you start telling him don't do this, don't do that, I suppose he might then change as a player in general. But at the same time, I do sometimes get frustrated when, you know, especially when we talk about defensively as well, sometimes where we just say, look, just boot it. I know we don't want to, I know that's not how we play. We're always about passing it from the back. But, you know, in those certain moments, you think, right, just get rid of it. And I think it's similar with João Pedro. It's like those certain moments, it's like, don't flick it. Maybe just take it to feet and, you know, turn around. And so I think it's just about him picking his moments. So it's not to say eradicate it completely, but just pick your moments a bit more wisely when you're doing it. I think that would be my input on it, but I'm not a coach, so.
Yeah, fair.
But anyway, moving on. They also got a player sent off. They lost the Reds. Gasinovic got his second yellow and got his marching orders. Again, do you think that?
Dirty. Yeah, but when I first saw it, I thought he was actually trying to get the ball, and then I was like, oh no, yeah, he definitely kind of went in there for it, didn't he? He had another motive, and that was it Veltman as well? He done it on.
On Veltman,
straight sending off. So. Yeah, you can't really disagree.
The one that rattled me, and you can probably guess what I'm going to say, is the one in the back of the head. That was the one with the elbow straight into the back of the head against Ferguson. Absolutely disgusting. And I mean disgusting. Like, if you're going to try and injure a player, if you're going for the back of the head, everyone knows it's a potential life-changing injury. Like, you can kill someone's whole ability to be a human being with that. So to go in with the elbow, and the fact he got away with that, and then he got away with another one on João Pedro shortly afterwards, where he sort of kneed him in the tailbone. I mean, both of them are borderline red cards anyway. I mean, they could have had 3 sendings off.
Was this the guy?
It's the same player for 2 of them.
Oh, was it the same player?
Vida.
Oh, Vida, the blonde guy,
Croatian nutter.
With the top knot, crazy guy.
Croatian. Yeah, he played in the World Cup final, didn't he? I'm pretty sure, for Croatia when they played France. I'm pretty sure.
He's still dirty.
No. And also, actually, that reminds me, actually, Ryan, with Murillo, when we played Forest, Murillo, I thought was lucky to get away with one as well when he stamped on João Pedro.
Yeah, what was that?
In the court when he went to the corner.
Yeah, in the Forest game. Yeah, when he went in the corner, he stamped on him. Like, again, there's a few decisions recently that, you know, could have gone our way a bit more. Like you said, that could have been a red card for Vida. And Murillo could have definitely had a VAR review and
Should have been, I
potentially
think.
could have been sent up as well. So
And yeah.
we could again. I don't want to get us into the referee debate.
The VAR shit.
We'll be here all night. But and then finally, I suppose just sort of wrapping up the game. I suppose after that point, Ryan, did you feel like were you ever worried that we were gonna, not see that game through and get the 3 points?
Do you know what? Weirdly not. Although I do think that we didn't. I thought it was our night, if you know what I mean. I thought we were okay. Although I must admit, when Duffus, I think, had the shot, I thought that was the opportunity to really kill that, because I do think he was onside if it was to be VAR checked. And I think that was the point to kill the game. And obviously Ferguson had one where he should have just buried it, and instead he tried to go round. Yeah. And there's two big opportunities there where you had to just kill the game, and probably that's one that, the coaches will look back on and analyse and show them the videos of and say, look, we need to kill games there, because there was a genuine 3-4-5-0 opportunity there if you can bury them when they sort of lost their heads. But I don't think I thought we were going to bottle it, but I do think that Athens deserved a lot more than they got. I thought that they should have probably scored a couple in the first half and certainly had a few chances in the second.
Yeah, for sure. And Ben, were you ever worried at any point in that second half after the red card?
Definitely, yeah. Especially because of the threat that they posed in the first half. I thought they can definitely score a goal. And we know what they're like when they played at the Amex. They were scoring for fun against us.
Lethal, weren't they?
Yeah, that definitely was. Pretty concerned. But obviously, when the final whistle went, the limbs were unbelievable. And we obviously got to talk about the scenes eventually. But Ryan, it would have been nice for. Would have been nice for it would have been nice for Doofus to have scored that. That would have been the perfect way to wrap up that game. But finishing our European groups undefeated away from home, which is insane. It's an incredible achievement.
Yeah, no,
and Matoma's back as well, which is class.
Yeah. Superhuman, mate. How's he back that quick?
I'm actually glad that he didn't play him the whole night. I was worried, sometimes he does those weird things where. Not weird, but he will play a player that's just come back from injury, i.e. Lamptey, and then but no, exactly, Estepinian. But I'm glad that he took him off after 70 minutes for Dahoud. So that was good to see, and hopefully Matoma can sort of be back to the.
Did you
player
see
we know he is.
The tunnel video at full time? I think it was Karim Matoma was walking down the tunnel and De Zerbi was shouting his name, and he was like, "You good? You good?" Obviously double checking to see if he was making sure that he was fine. Yeah, Karim was like, "Yeah, all good." And then Baleba just randomly screamed Carrier's name, which is just quite funny. That tunnel video had so many weird things. Had someone, is it CB 1901 on Twitter? He commented on it. It was Billy Gilmore and Facundo Buonanotte walking arm in arm, arms around each other. It's surely they don't understand each other at all, but they're both laughing and stuff like that. What is the conversation like between them? How are them two mates? It's very strange.
That is a funny point, to be fair. That is funny.
And let's talk about the final full-time scenes. I suppose, the aftermath, actually, sort of more into the night.
Tear gas. Well, no, the tear gas in the stadium. The Brighton fans got tear gas for some reason. Were they kicking off? I don't think so.
No, apparently it was a mistake, is what I read. Apparently it was a mistake from the police, which AKA means they're basically just trying to outmuscle us, wasn't it?
Just got bored.
Crazy, mate. Absolutely crazy. These Europeans.
Yeah, that's mad.
On away days. I think it's the place abroad are always dodgy.
Yeah. Well, you got the Villa fans getting mayonnaise thrown over them, and Brighton fans getting tear gassed, and that's what away days are like.
It's a little bit different, isn't it?
European away days.
No.
Wouldn't stop them. But obviously, that wasn't nice to see. But there was some good scenes though. Fatboy Slim, obviously, partying away with all the fans.
The FOMO
in Athens.
I cannot believe.
Incredible.
I would have loved to have been
actually,
there.
on the back of the Fatboy thing. So I think it was Brett Mendoza raised the point, and it's such a great point because someone said about Praise You. Obviously, I've said it everyone said it for so long. Why don't we make this our song? It's been our song and full time. We do Free From Desire, which is pretty rubbish anyway. Everyone else does it. Why don't we just do Praise You as our song? Because the Fatboy gig, everyone was just singing the song. Everyone was singing it, chanting it. It looked great. Why don't we just do that as our own chant? It's literally us, isn't it? We got a Brighton fan that's made it, proper world famous song. Why do we not make it our own? I don't get it.
No, totally agree.
Let's do it. Everyone watching, everyone listening, we're going to do it.
Praise You.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Got Rita Ora on it recently.
What a bloke Fatboy Slim is, Norman Cook, to do that. That looks so good. It's a shame he didn't do it in
looked good.
Marseille or Dam, because that would have been even more nutty. But
Amsterdam, that would have been perfect.
But that is the beauty of our club at the moment. qualifying for the knockouts, obviously for the first time, first season ever in Europe, and then in Athens, you're in Greece, and then after the game, after your win, you go and watch Fatboy Slim play a special set for you, like, and then he was in the crowd dancing. It looked incredible. That was what night that looked like.
Just quickly as well, it's definitely worth mentioning as well. Of course, Marseille ended up winning 4-3 in the 93rd minute against Ajax, which didn't do us any favours at all. We could have done with an Ajax win.
Aubameyang hat-trick, wasn't it?
Yeah, Aubameyang hat-trick. So obviously, they're top of the table now, which, again, it's not the end of the world. I mean, as long as we qualified, I think that was the key thing for us. But
I think it is, though. It's so important that we finish top.
I agree with Ben.
It's so important that we finish top. Because if you look at the teams, especially that Newcastle group, there's potentially PSG drop if they come third in their group, and they drop down, and we might have to play them in a playoff. There are some big teams that we'll potentially get.
No, 100. Oh, no, of course, yeah. We want to. Well, look, it's in our hands. If we beat Marseille, we're top. So,
yeah,
that's the key thing.
Marseille still conceded 3 to Ajax. Aren't a great side at all. I mean, I don't even remember them creating 3 chances against us. So how they managed to concede 3 in the same game, I've got no idea. So no, we should be okay. I think even the commentator said it last night on the TNT coverage. They said they've got to now go to Brighton and win, and they can't see them doing that, which is crazy to hear, isn't it? On a European night, they're talking about Marseille not going to Brighton and struggling, which is crazy. But I mean, it's true. I suppose we should be winning that. And as you say, Ben, we want to be as high as we can, and obviously that'll be the aim.
No, 100%. Look, it's all in our hands, which is a good thing. If it was out of our hands, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, well, we're just going to have to accept second. But being first is huge, especially like you said, Ben, with the Champions League football. So fingers crossed we can do Marseille at the Amex, obviously bring the noise and see what happens, really. But I think that's pretty much everything, right, boys? Unless there's anyone else want to bring anything up. Oh, you're on mute, Ben.
Mate, this episode is cursed. What the hell, man? I was going to suggest, why don't we carry on do the Chelsea preview now whilst recording? So then when I upload this to like Spotify, Apple, it could be the full thing. But then on YouTube, I can cut it up into two videos. But we will just carry on recording. But don't think there's anything else really to talk about for the Europa League.
Just trying to think. I mean, obviously we've mentioned Hintzwood. We've mentioned. We need to mention Igor, mate.
Oh yeah,
he was colossal. He was so good, mate. I will sing the praises off the rooftops for that man, because he gets such limited opportunities. Comes in and puts in a 8 to 10 out of 10 nearly every time, and his passing range is so good. And I tell you what. After losing Colwell, I was pretty scared. I'll admit, I hold my hands up. When we lost him, I was a bit worried. But now we've got Van Hecker and Igor. I'm so set. I'm just like, do you know what? Who's Colwell? I'm fine, because them two at the back, alongside with Duncan and then Webster, even to be fair, as cover, Webster on his day, is fantastic depth, and I'm very happy. And Igor deserves all the praise he gets.
All right, take care, and we'll see you after Chelsea up the Albion. Peace.